Here we are. Oh, thank goodness. Oh no, he's gone. He was there. I'm in a park all by myself. No, Dave's back. Okay. Hi.
Yeah, having fun this morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great.
I'm glad we're on to the afternoon now.
Yeah, was the morning something you want to forget? You want to leave that behind?
It was the morning that I wanted to forget, and we had lots of fun this morning. Okay. Now it's time to move on.
It is time to move on. We're in the afternoon. Yeah. I'm in the Munston Park right now, virtually speaking. And,
again,
it's a different part of the park this time. And I believe that park is open right now. I know. So here's the thing about a Munston that's cool. There was an amphitheater structure put up back in the summer. Yeah. That's now being used, and it is awesome. It's an awesome place to go and check out. There's a playground over there.
Where?
Over there.
Sorry, your finger's having trouble pointing.
That way.
Oh, that way. Okay. That way. I see it. Yeah.
And then the amphitheater side is over here.
Okay.
Okay. And during the summer, the Art Society put on movies in the park. And I think it's become one of my favorite places in Claresholm. So I thought I would set up shop for the show here in a Munston Park.
Good thing the weather's nice outside.
I know, it's beautiful blue sky. It's not raining. It's some of you in Claresholm may be experiencing rain, but that's not the experience I'm having right now in the park, which is nice. So there you go. How are you doing today, my friend?
Well, I was pretty rushed this morning. So as usual, I had my show last night.
Yep.
Pretty busy week. Started a new show just like this this week called Wedding Wisdom. So because I work in the wedding industry, I've always wanted to do a show like this on like the wedding groups, to bring some wedding vendors on and talk to them about the wedding industry, and then talk about the DJ industry, and of course try to educate brides to be and grooms. And let's not say grooms too much, because I mean, let's be honest here. Do the grooms do anything other than book the entertainment?
I don't even know if they do that.
No.
So here's what's really fortunate for me. My wife can't be listening today. She's elsewhere. She's not able to be on the show commenting because she would be on this topic of what grooms do. But no, it's true. It is a massive amount of work. Like planning a wedding, being involved in that, getting it all to come together is huge. I think your video may have frozen. You're in a surprised state of mind, which works for this topic because it is shocking how much there is to do for weddings.
Now, can you still hear me?
I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, but am I frozen in a nice position, or is it?
It could be worse. Let's just put it that way.
Could be worse. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I might do is I might just give this computer, because of course remember I was talking about the morning and how much fun I've been having this morning.
Oh, yeah.
This is now seeping into the afternoon.
Well, you know what? Though? As long as you don't blink or don't make a single awkward face where it could possibly freeze on you.
I'll just stay a really nice face the whole time. So if it does freeze,
it's like we're solving problems.
Ventriloquist,
right?
Our ventriloquist.
So the channel that you've started talking about weddings, so folks who are interested, because I think you would be, now I can't tell if you've frozen or not. For folks who are interested, where can we hear about this? Where can we find it?
It's on the Alberta Wedding Vendors and Brides Facebook group.
Wow.
So we're doing it there. And of course, that's full of wedding vendors and brides and stuff. So that's a great place to do it. Yeah. And then we're doing it on our regular, Euro Productions channel and our YouTube channel and my personal channel. So
fantastic.
It's something I've always wanted to do, because there's always this information that you can't deliver to brides on my website that, it's kind of impossible to kind of talk about some of the ins and outs of what you should be watching for in your wedding on a website. You want to have that personal conversation. And I love doing things like this because, as people know, you can engage in a platform like this. So 100%. People can ask you questions, things they're wondering about. You bring up different points that come up organically. And I'm hoping it helps everybody kind of have the best wedding possible.
Because it's a short time, right? Your wedding day it's a day,
Yeah.
It goes by quick.
Think about that. How long did it take for you guys to plan your wedding?
Oh, it was, I want to say like 9 months or something. Like it was
9 months, and then it goes by in one day.
And it went by so fast. It was so quick.
Well, when you're so busy, it goes by really quick.
Yeah.
Except when you start to feel your feet at the end of the night, then time slows down.
It does. It does. No, it's very true. It goes by super quick, and the more moving parts there are. Somebody told me this, and I thought it was really interesting before we got married, and I think it's true of most events. There's 10% of your guest list that won't show up that will surprise you, and there's about 10% of your guest list that will show up and surprise you. And it was very true. It's things like that you don't realize until you're there, and you're like, that is a very true thing.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. So it's
and then there's always the like for somebody in my industry and your industry too. Like I don't know if you've ever, been the videographer for a wedding.
No.
No. Okay. So for me as the DJ or the AV guy, some of my favorite moments in weddings is when people just pop up to you in the middle of like the dinner and they give you your phone and they say, okay, I got a surprise for the bride and groom. I go, really? What would you like me to do with your phone?
Yeah,
because my phones don't just plug into our professional systems,
right? Exactly.
So the professional systems are professional, so they don't just take somebody's cell phone and just patch it in. So it's a little bit more complicated than that, but people have this vision that that's the way it works. And then also, I love it when people are on the microphone and they're holding it down by their belly. And they want me to crank it up. And yeah, exactly. That's right. And they want me to crank. They're going, we can't hear them. Turn it up, DJ. Turn it up.
Hey,
and I go, okay, listen. The more I turn it up, the more feedback you are going to experience. Yeah. And so I'm going, you can control the volume if you just put the microphone here.
Yeah.
So
isn't that the play? We could spend a whole show complaining about that because it is true.
Goodness, yeah,
it is true. Because then what happens is you crank it and then they move it and then it's like
that's right. Yeah. Then the feedback and then they look at you and go, "What are you doing? You don't know what you're doing." There's all this feedback.
There is a sound, and I'll say this, then we'll move on because I know you got karaoke coming. And we've got a guest waiting, and it's going to be a great show. There is a particular sound that people make that only the sound guy hears, and it's the sound of 127 heads collectively turning. It makes a certain. It makes a certain noise. Like it's not like a whoosh sound. It's like the sound of like clothing and jewelry moving. It's very specific, and it's kind of like scatters. And then then there's always one like one of those people that's going to clear their throat.
That's right.
Make sure you're paying attention. Right. So it's
Let me just say one more quick thing about this because this is kind of funny on the topic. So sitting there, right, and the bride and groom decide that they want to use the venue's sound system for the speeches. Not my system. So I have no control over the venue system. But as soon as something happens with the venue system, that sound that you just described happens.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, I don't control the venue system. I have nothing to do with it.
There's got to be a channel somewhere of just sound guys freaking out, just losing their minds. Poor people. We all have that in our jobs. We all have times where we have to lose our minds a little bit. That's right. What I'm excited by and what we can control is today's karaoke offering.
This is a classic one, actually.
Okay. So great. Let's just stop talking about how miserable.
Yeah, let's stop talking about that.
And we're going to jump to a karaoke, and then we're going to bring in our first guest, Jaquie from Alberta Food Rescue, here in a minute. We're going to talk about some stuff with her.
Awesome.
But first, we're going to get rocked out with Dave's song. It might be a sleepy one. He's got a pillow. Let's check it out.
Oh.
Nice.
I remember when Mary Lou said you want to walk me home from school, and I said, yes, I do. She said, I don't have to go right home, and I'm the kind that likes to be alone, as long as you would. I said, me too. And so we took a stroll, wound up down by a swimming hole, and she said, do what you want to do.
It's a little dangerous.
I got silly and I found a frog in the water by a hollow log. I shook it at her and I said, this frog's for you. And she said, I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me. You fool, you fool. I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me like I wanna be loved by you.
Tracy actually suggested this song, so I did this based on Tracy's request. Yeah, this is a good one.
And you played all the instruments too.
Yeah, I recorded all the instruments beforehand. Yeah,
nobody knows that.
Yeah.
She says, "Ain't you cool?" I say, "Do you remember when? And would you like to get together again?" She said, "I see you, baby, after school." I was shy, and so for a while, most of my love was touch and smile, till she said, "Come on over here." I was nervous, as you might guess, still looking something slipped down her dress, and she said, "Let's make it perfectly clear." She said, "I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me. You fool, you fool. I don't like spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me like I wanna be loved by you." There you go. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the show. Connecting Claresholm.
Wow. And considering that was from way back, the intro and the outro still work. It's brilliant.
After listening to it again, I have a feeling that song may go the way of "It's Cold Outside, Baby," or "Baby, It's Cold Outside."
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, I think it's not a big deal. But if you are listening, you might be questioning.
If you really listen,
I don't know that song is necessarily going to be rescued. If you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
which is a nice segue.
Segue into the pillow sometime.
Here we go.
Okay.
Segue to our first guest and our only guest today, Jaquie. Jaquie, so I didn't warn you that there would be a sort of cheesy segue into your part, so I apologize if that caught you off guard.
No, that's okay. We're all into rescuing things, so I'm sure it'll make its debut for Christmas, and it's going to be great.
Excellent. So, Jaquie, thank you for joining us. You are with Alberta Food Rescue, and I'm just going to put the little graphic up here in a second. Can you just, first of all, I think, just so we all understand what we're going to be talking about here, maybe just tell us a bit about what Alberta Food Rescue does and what, sort of maybe how you started.
Right. Alberta Food Rescue and Distribution started out as Calgary Family Care Connections. We were primarily in Calgary. I am the founder, and so is Charlene, my mother. We have lived in Stavely in Claresholm 20 years, over 20 years now, I guess. And I was in Calgary all the time with my daughter for the Children's Hospital. Most people know, or a lot of the town knows. And so my daughter asked me one day to find her friends, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do that. So I built a nonprofit. We did $48,000 in in a little over a year, I guess, of taking children to events, say at the Saddle Dome, and, the football games and the concerts and all those things. What that did was take children with mental illness that sometimes would act like Tegan, which would be having meltdowns. One day 10, the next minute 2, and families not feeling like they were secluded. Children feeling like they could be different, but feel like they're the same as everybody else. So when COVID hit, we had to get into food. We weren't ready to let the nonprofit go down. Watching all the other programs around us, we were just new. We were learning. We didn't know what we were doing so much. We were, figuring things out and growing very fast. So when we started looking for food, it became something we became amazing at. We became really great with. One of our first partners were Second Harvest. Now we have partners all the way across Alberta. And now we provide food supports to all of Alberta in lots of different areas. Food rescue is completely different than a food bank. A food bank works on an emergency basis for persons that need food supports, that are food vulnerable, needing a quick support for a short period of time till the next time they can go and purchase their groceries. Food rescue is completely different. We provide food to community, or our agency in specific provides food to all the rural and urban communities in Alberta. But we bring food that may end up in landfills from a warehouse, from a manufacturer, from a store, into the houses where we're just learning, where we're all learning and developing new ways around food rescue. Being the best before date is not an expiry date, and the best before date is still good. And getting that food out onto tables, we did enough that we've done over 20 million pounds in less than 18 months now.
20 million pounds of food.
Yeah.
That's wow.
We're known as the largest agency in Alberta. There are people close to us for sure, but we are. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this, the initiatives during COVID and what they were doing. So I remember hearing, because I believe that Rhonda was involved with bringing some of the food into Nanton as well.
With Rhonda?
Yeah, with Rhonda. Yeah.
Oh, you're in Fort McLeod?
No, we're in Nanton.
Nanton. Oh, my Rhonda.
Yeah.
Anderson.
Your Rhonda.
Yeah,
Rhonda
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
No, that's me. That was me. Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought up the difference between a food bank and food rescue, because I think that's a really important question. And also, when we talk about best before dates and that sort of thing, there is, as I've been learning, there is a window that we don't really, with certain things that we don't think about, that, food beyond its suggested date and its usefulness aren't necessarily the same date. Mm-hmm. So as far as like what Alberta Food Rescue is now needing now to move forward, or sort of, initiatives that you're involved in now, can you talk a bit about, other groups maybe that are involved, or things that you're looking for from the community, possibly, that if people are interested in getting involved?
Some of the very current things that are going on is that programs always change to suit certain community needs. Right now, always, we have in the very front, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 12 till 3. They are between 12 and 3. You come, those are our most vulnerable days. You get everything that you need for food for that entire week. You don't, from meat to everything that you need. And we have hundreds. We have about 200 people a week that we serve, a little, maybe a couple hundreds, 180 to 220 in that area. A lot of the same people repeating, seniors especially. And when we talk about the seniors, that might stop. We currently are ready to submit a grant to the Government of Canada, and if we don't get our letter from our new MLA, Chelsea Petrovic, we will stop serving all seniors 65 years of age and older.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're trying to get us one of those letters, but if we don't, we won't be served. We'll start doing ID and restricting that age because we don't have that funding group. Right. Then the next one is community group. Community group is huge. So this is something that I was just doing administration for a while, and now I've been back for the last 6 months working back in the warehouse, more hands-on. And what we have is a community group. So people from before who thought that they only should come and get food because they have a little bit of money. Why should they have to? They don't need to come use the food bank. So now we do it so that community can give donations and take food. And it has increased our numbers. Right now, our numbers are very, like yesterday morning, we had over 200 people in an hour.
Wow, in
Hmm.
an
Yeah,
hour.
yeah, it's huge. It's huge. The amount of people we serve in our community. The other third part to who we are is food is going out always to agencies. We used to be at like 150 agencies that we would feed on a monthly basis. Now we're about, well, now because the needs are bigger, we've chosen closer agencies to us with the highest demands, maybe around 80
Hmm.
that we get out to. But we're getting out hundreds of pallets every month to other agencies. So across Canada, I mean across Alberta, we're holding anywhere between 7 and 1,200 pallets
Wow.
on
What?
any given day. Yeah, 700
Holy
to
man.
1,200 pallets on. It's huge. It's huge. On any given day across Alberta. When the PEI potatoes happened, we took 13% of them here into Alberta, distributed them across Alberta. But when they pulled all the percentages together, we had the most amount. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we distributed the most amount of PEI potatoes
Holy
last year.
smokes. And when you think about that many pallets, if an organization like this didn't exist, that food is done. It's out the door. It's to the landfill, whatever. So it's serving, like, it makes it's very logical in the life cycle of food to have the opportunity to, distribute these amounts of food, these sort of parcels of food that may otherwise, if they're going to the dump otherwise, or they're going to go rotten, having an infrastructure to be able to distribute it is just the sheer numbers. I didn't realize that's incredible.
Oh, the numbers are huge.
Huge.
We're constantly busy. So we had to walk away. Like I would normally be in the office today, but if we're in the office, someone's there asking for food, sometimes begging for food because I haven't eaten in days.
Hmm.
Wow.
So, we do need to step away a little bit because we don't have the funding. We don't have funding to hire staff.
Hmm.
Right.
We're all doing it through volunteer. Even me as the director, everybody, we have so many full-time volunteers that have worked there now for years through the program. The funding is not there anymore. Sponsorship isn't there anymore. Or we're starting to gain sponsorship. We have some really amazing sponsors like Mount View Concrete. And yesterday, McDonald's brought us stuff. We have the Door Store in Fort McLeod, and just building it up.
Yeah.
Even we have McLeod Dairy, and they come in and even volunteer. They give us machines. They give us, funding, and it's. But we need more in
Hmm.
order to keep it going. And now we're in the point of, are we going to be able to keep feeding seniors 65 years of age or older?
Right.
I think I'm on like letter number 8 to Chelsea Petrovic right now, trying to get her to get me a letter, and we haven't gotten one. So
Hmm.
Right. And it's just those
yeah,
are the
They'll keep, perseverance. So I mean, yeah, you wouldn't get where you are right now without
yeah.
perseverance. So
Absolutely.
just keep
exactly.
going.
Absolutely. Amazing.
Oh,
And that's incredible. And so folks are looking for you or for more information. AlbertaFoodRescue.com is the website, and Facebook as well. There's a page there if you just search
oh
Alberta
yeah.
Food Rescue. This is the graphic that is currently on the Facebook page. So if you are looking around and
Another one of our new fridges.
new
We're
fridges,
always
excellent.
yeah, we're having a bit of an electrical problem right now. We have too many we have about, so we have 4, 5, 6, 7 freezers in the warehouse, plus a
Wow.
52-foot trailer outside the door that is frozen.
Holy
Hmm.
cow.
And then, so that one can carry 32 pallets
Yep.
and out the doors, and then we have the ones inside. But we're having an electrical problem.
Ah.
Yeah, we're always seeming to, have to go there in the middle of the night and restart the stuff. We just have too much freezers and fridges because the need is so high.
Yeah, and
The
they
need
pull a
to,
lot of power. Wow.
the need to feed is huge, and they can come. Like if we were to just restrict it, we wouldn't do so bad maybe. we wouldn't go through as much food, but because it's all southern Alberta, like we specialize in gluten-free, so we get people even coming from like Medicine Hat.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. So for folks looking to get involved, or for, corporations and whatnot, albertafoodrescue.com would be, is that the best place if they're looking to reach out to you?
Is the Facebook page. You can also text the work number 403.
Hold on. I'm going to put this in here. So
give
me 1 second here. So 403
682 7729.
And what number is that?
That is the office cell. So it's always easier to use it as texting, just because we're so incredibly busy.
Yeah.
And we love volunteers. We're the only board in Canada that is 100% made by people with mental illness. So myself, I raised my family here in Stavely and Claresholm, and I created this nonprofit with a severe mental illness. I am able to use other resources in our community to never work again. But instead, I took a team and developed it and made it into the largest food rescue agency within the first year of being in corporation.
Holy smokes. So obviously there was a need, and you found, you were very successful in growing it quickly. And so we've got the number up on the screen for anyone who's looking.
Is that number correct?
Yep. So we work with we love to have volunteers of any abilities. They can even bring their support workers. That's my education, so we do really great with that. People that have, some days can come in, some days can't. Some days can call in, some days can't. We specialize in working with people where they are at that time, and the experiences that they need from the warehouse and from volunteering. We work hard so that they get those experiences they're looking for.
That's incredible. Wow. Awesome, Jaquie.
Good job.
Certainly appreciate all the information. And so for folks, again, if we're looking for more info, you can text 403-682-7729 or albertafoodrescue.com. You've obviously done this a whole bunch. I know you said you've had Global talking to you, and the Star, and media agencies across the country. So we appreciate you taking time for Dave and I this afternoon.
I finally feel like I made it now.
Right?
Today. I feel like I've now made it. Are you kidding me?
This was the missing
star. It was our show that made you feel like you made it. Not Global.
It did. No, today.
Yeah.
No, listen, I'm now in my town. Are you kidding me?
Right?
Nobody knows me out there. I'm just that 2-second clip when they got their water.
Right.
But here I got my whole little interview. So
you got a nice segment. No, you did great. We appreciate all the info, Jaquie. Thank you so much.
Great.
We'll let you carry on with your day. And we'll keep in touch, and best of luck to you. And for folks looking to help, definitely reach out.
I'd love to keep you guys updated at Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Be very important.
Great.
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
Jaquie.
All right, Jaquie. Have a good day. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Wow. Dave, one of the great things about our show is that you and I learn stuff in real time, right? Like
we do, absolutely. That's true. That's true. We're just as much the viewers watching this show learning as we are hosting and co-hosting and bringing people on. Yep. So I learned so much. But I do remember when Rhonda was working with her to bring food into Nanton to help. In fact, we actually got some of that food. We did. Gotcha. We got some of that food. So we were helping them out too. So
well, and it's I think it's become a lot more accepted to think and talk about food in terms of like it is a resource that we all need. It does expire, obviously. And when you look at the life cycle of food, where it typically stops, where it actually can stop, there's a gap. And I think that gap is really important to look at, where, we all see it in the supermarket where something's on sale because it's, see if you got to use it today or whatever. But hey,
that was always a big question. So when I was 19, 20 years old, I worked at now, do you remember this restaurant not Jack Astor's. I was going to say Jack Astor's. It wasn't Jack Astor's. Red Robin.
Yeah.
So Red Robin, that's where, so I worked at that restaurant when I was 20 years old, and I was a cook there. And so being a cook, and you see all the spoilage that ends up out the door, and it's not necessarily that it's spoiled. It's just food that is past the expiry date of the restaurant's standards. So it gets thrown out. And that was always the biggest question in my head is, how is it that we've got so many people that could eat this food today, and we're just throwing it out the door? And I know, because I asked the question because I was very curious, and I know that the mindset at that time, and I'm not sure how much of this is true today, is that they didn't want to take the chance of, something causing somebody to get sick.
Sure.
Because that would be problem as well. That would be problematic.
Indeed.
So, but we're starting to see more and more people take food and be able to not reuse it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically give it to people after it's kind of left the store or left the restaurant. And now instead of throwing it in the garbage, other people get to use it. So I think that's good. I think that's great. And I hope it does, continues to grow and feeds more people, because that food does need to be, used.
It definitely needs to be used. And, and I think we also see a trend, certain grocery stores now are offering like the imperfect food, where particularly like frozen berries and things, which, for the most part, you're probably blending it or turning it into some sort of a glaze or, whatever, that in the past, and it really surprised me, like, to learn that there are certain foods, particularly fruits and vegetables, that get chucked if they don't meet certain vanity standards, right? And because, again, we're talking about, does it look like you want to buy it? Does it look like you want to eat it? But I think we've gotten to a point now where, and I don't know if I tried gardening this year for the first time. It didn't go well.
No.
Well, I tried growing carrots and I was kind of late. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The carrots came out one looked like a real proper carrot, and the rest were carrot-ish.
Okay.
But because I grew them, I'm like, of course I'm going to eat these. These are great. But if they go to a grocery store, no one's going to buy them because they don't look like the,
because this one carrot has like 5 other carrots.
I had some
growing out of the side of the carrot.
There was some carrot. They were kind of tangled up, and but again, because it came from my own little garden, and I know the origin of it, and that's probably my fault for how I planted it. But they're still carrots. They're still edible, and I can see where I think we're starting to move away from applying like a vanity to food in terms of deciding if it's edible or not. Does it look? Is that a handsome enough carrot for me to put on my plate? I think we're moving away from that a little bit, which is really good. That is good. That is good. So
now, speaking of used items, I brought this used pillow on the show today, as you saw at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have a chance to show you. So just let's take this and turn this around. So I just want to see if you can tell.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. What may have, let's see if we can put this together. So this is what the pillow used to kind of look like.
Yep.
And this is what it looks like now. Okay. So I'm just wondering, do you want to take a guess as to what happened to this beautiful pillow?
I'm taking a solid guess. This reminds me of a Garfield cartoon.
Okay.
Where Garfield wakes up and says, "I had a dream that I ate a giant marshmallow and I woke up and my pillow was gone." So I feel like you were. This sounds like a bad dream. This sounds like you had a dream about s'mores, and woke up and when I've had.
Does anybody watching want to guess? Because it's you're pretty close.
I feel like it's close. Before we go too far, Phil did say, "Oops, I think we did it the same." It was a lovely carrot. It was. I actually sent a picture of my carrot to Phil. I'll try to find it here. Hold on. Let's see if I can put it up here. It was a sad looking carrot. Someone actually asked me, like, "Did your hand swell, or is that just a really small carrot?" It's not. It wasn't a good carrot.
Does Phil have any idea what might have happened to this this lovely pillow here? That what was once a pillowcase and is no longer.
Now I know you've got cats, so I'm kind of feeling like maybe
we do have cats. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe the cat got to it.
Okay, your first guess was a little closer.
Really? Jeez. That tells a story. Like first guess was a little... Is this animal related?
This is well, I mean, if you consider me an animal, then sure. I mean, some people do. So
what did you do? Did you get it caught under the lawnmower? Did you mow over it? Were you afraid you'd get tired mowing the lawn and thought you'd have a nap and then...
Thank you. I knew I could get something good from you. So do you know how this is a true story? Do you know, let's see, fell out of bed while fighting your demons. Okay, so that's close as well. So you know how sometimes people, they have different methods of sleeping, being able to get a good sleep at night?
So I'm afraid to answer that. Yeah,
so,
I think so.
One of my methods is putting a pillow, like this specific one, in between my knees at night so that I can sleep.
That is a tried and true method.
That's what's happened to this pillow in between my knees.
What are you putting in between your knees? A cat? Is there a cat in there as well?
I guess I just move my legs a lot. That's a lot of friction.
That is insane. This is not like one night. Like this is not.
Oh, no, not one night. No.
Okay.
It started with just like tears down here, like cat claws look like that. Started with that. And then eventually, it's the tears started to get caught on my knees and they started to rip the whole thing open. So this is, I'm thinking about maybe auctioning it off.
Yeah.
Maybe for some good cause, like a sleeping cause of some sort, sleep apnea. There must be some sort of sleep apnea type of organization out there
I don't think that's apnea. That's something else.
What is that?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what the word would be.
Okay.
I think you've got sleep induced.
Is there a night terror organization?
A terror as in TEAR. Get it? Terror. I don't know, some sort of sleep induced friction.
Is that
something.
Is that what it is?
So, yeah. I think you might have to start.
I think
your
we
own,
can get thousands of dollars for this.
I feel like, again, as I say, sometimes we should apply for a grant to research. If anyone else has had this problem where you sleep with a pillow between your knees and it rips it apart like a cougar jumped in the bed. It's probably medical condition. I do have this picture. So this is please don't laugh. This is the best I could come up with for my carrot. There it is. There's the best looking carrot out of the garden.
That's not bad.
It's the shape of a carrot. It's got here's the deceiving thing.
Bad.
The top, the green part, looked like I was like two hands. I was ready to I thought it was gonna be like Bugs Bunny. Like I thought I'm gonna pull this carrot out and just like light will emanate from the garden. Like, people will want to stop and take. It's kind of like it's a little bit like A Christmas Story, right? When he puts the thing in the window.
The lamp in the window.
And I pull the carrot out, and I thought it would be like a dozen, and it was one miserable little carrot, and it almost ended up on the roof because I was bracing too hard. I thought I'm gonna have to put my knees into this to get the carrot out of the ground. And and I cleaned it up, and I thought, you know what, that's gonna look good on the internet. That carrot, I'm gonna post that, and I sent it to some friends, and they laughed at me. So they should.
So Phil just commented on the whole pillow thing.
Yeah.
So he totally understands. He gets it. He totally understands the friction that can be created with the very coarse hair that.
I've never seen that before. I've never. That's such a
comes out of my legs. So
wow.
Maybe perhaps Phil. Maybe perhaps it's a case of maybe I should stop shaving my legs so that the hair is not so short and sharp. So
that is true.
Yeah, maybe I should let that hair grow.
Phil's in Florida right now. I don't know if I can give away his location.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in Florida, and he actually sent us some photos of an alligator that he was sharing space with. I guess you could say it was outside, but it was uncomfortably close. And I think if you gave an alligator a pillow, it would not look like.
Is it the YouTube video I saw? The alligator chasing that old guy?
No.
No,
it's that old guy. Oh no, it's a good thing Phil's in Florida. Hopefully he forgets that from it by the time he gets back. But yeah, like it was like it was just over there, just an alligator hanging out.
Yeah,
would freak me right out. But I don't think an alligator would do that to a pillow. And I love that it's gotten to the point where it's essentially garbage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's basically like it's a it's a rag at this point.
That's right.
Instead of throwing it out, you brought it on the show, which I think is
That's
really nice.
right. Yeah.
Maybe there should be a segment of like stuff that you've kept that is clearly garbage, but you're hanging on to it, hoping that it's somehow going to be right.
Dave's garbage. Dave's garbage segment.
Or like I know we've, I don't know, but especially guys, we've got a box of cables somewhere. Everyone's got a box of cables.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
The last thing I want to be doing is being caught short. Going, I've got this mouse with a 90 pin connector on it, and it's powered by like diesel, and I don't want to get rid of it because in case.
I think what I think we should do. This would be so funny, actually. So let's create more shows here and segments as we're live here on the show.
Yeah.
So I think because it's my understanding. I mean, I've always had a junk drawer.
Yeah.
In the kitchen. Don't you? Do you have a junk drawer?
Sizable. Yeah.
Okay. I think we should have everybody take pictures of their junk drawer.
I like that.
Just to see what. You get to see what people's personalities are like as far as the junk drawers. Yeah. It's a junk drawer. It's supposed to be a drawer. You just throw the crap in there. And then one day you need something and you go, I think that might be in the junk drawer. And then you go and you dig through everything in the junk drawer to try to find it. Yeah. So I think people need to submit their junk drawer photos and then we'll pick the best one.
Well, I think it's a nice moment of connection amongst humans, that we all have.
I think it is too.
But growing up as a kid, we called it the junk drawer, and it's never in the middle, is it? It's always at the end. I don't know anyone who does it in the middle.
I'm doing it on my show now.
You should. I 100% think you should.
I'm posting to get people's junk drawer photos.
I like it. No, I think it's great, and I think if we and it's always one of those things where you're like, okay, the good news is I found the bottle of glue. The bad news is it opened and now everything in the junk drawer is one item because it's now everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we still have a junk drawer. Anyway.
Still have a junk drawer.
My goodness. So to switch gears to something more neat and tidy. We are we've got a busy little week coming up here in Claresholm. Oh, I should also mention, just extend from the show to our new mayor, Brad Sloshberger. Congrats on winning.
That's right. I saw that.
The by-election, and Diana P. Ross is our new councillor. So it was close. That election was close. They had actually did a recount, and they were within 5 votes for the councillor spot.
Really?
2 candidates within 5 votes. So and it was great. I mean, the town does a great job organizing things. You show up. It's very, very quick, very clear. And thanks to all the folks that stayed late to count those votes because somebody has to count them. I asked at the ballot booth, I'm like, do these just automatically like count the vote and just know it's all computerized now? They said, no, it's not. People actually have to sit here and count.
So does that mean we get to have Brad on the show?
Yeah, I'd love to have Brad on the show.
Okay, Brad, you're invited to the show. We'll save a seat for you. I'll warm it up.
Yeah.
I'll put my pillow on there for you.
That'd be great. If you should that pillow when you go in, I feel like it should go in the junk drawer. I think you just stuff it in. Find a way to just squish it all up and jam it in the junk drawer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's take a quick peek at what we've got coming up in Claresholm.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Before we do that, just moments before we do that, because I mean, what is a town? Yeah. What is a town without businesses? And what is our show without sponsors? And the answer, Dave, is nothing.
That's true.
It's true.
What's coming?
It's quiet, so it's not going to tear your head off. But we just like to thank our sponsors for the show, as we do every week.
Let's do it.
And we got 3 of them. So first of all, we just like to thank, big heartfelt thanks to Janet's Fashions. You've been with us since the beginning. Janet's Fashions is on 50th Ave and Highway 2, and they've got fall collections coming in. Men's and women's clothing. They've got brand names. If you're still looking for some golf wear to pick up for the last little bit of the season, go check them out. Winter is not far away. I think it's somewhere between sort of 3 or 4 hours away. I think the whole thing is going to change. Fall is a lovely week in Canada, so enjoy the week of fall. Go get yourself some nice fall threads, and then we'll talk about winter when it's absolutely necessary. Second sponsor, Claresholm Pharmacy. More than a pharmacy, they are locally owned and operated, and they now carry groceries, including dairy and cut-low meats. They have knowledgeable prescribing pharmacists ready to answer all your questions. Come in and say hi to their friendly staff, and they can help you out. And they are really some of the nicest people, I'll be honest. I've been in there Lots, and they're awesome. And then finally, the dollar store. Also locally owned. Man, they have a lot. Party supplies, gift cards, wrapping paper. They've got things for your pets, your kids, toys, seasonal housewares, health and beauty supplies. The list goes on. Hardware, cleaning. You can go in and check them out. Also a really, really friendly group of people. And in fact, I'll say this. There's some talented people that work at that store too, because Sam Chatterton, who works at the dollar store, is in the show.
She's gonna be performing.
Yeah, she'll be performing, and she's got a great voice, and so it's neat. This is what I love about theater. I always go on my theater rant. It pulls people out of the community that you get to know them in a different way. So you can go in and maybe Sam will sing you a tune. You never know. Probably
well, so Sam was also, if she wasn't in the show, she was helping out with the makeup.
She was helping with the makeup, yeah.
Yeah. So is she doing double duty, or is she just responsible for just her part in the show?
Actually, no, I didn't want to ask her in case.
Because she is that amazing. She probably could do both.
She could probably do both. I think, you know what, I'm going to suggest she does both. I'm going to put a lot of pressure on her to go and do.
Okay. Let's peer pressure her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every week, that's a new segment on the show. Let's figure out who we can peer pressure into something.
So it's going to be peer pressuring Brad to come on the show, and for Samantha to do makeup and act
perform. The show.
Yeah. So, I think it's a great bullying. Let's go.
Bullying.
Speaking of theater, coming up on tomorrow, closed for the holidays. Auditions happening at the Stavely Youth Hall, 10 to 3. You can call 993-4276 to book yourself a spot. That's going to be a fun little show. Looking forward to that. We've also got Thanksgiving, the super meat draw coming up next Saturday, the 30th. I don't know what super meat is, but it sounds great. 15 draws. They got duck races, breakfast, pancakes, 50-50. All tickets are $1. That's happening at the Legion here in Claresholm. This is new. Line dancing. It's coming. Line dancing lessons. Members $3, non-members $6.
Okay.
All welcome starting October 10th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. I believe that's happening at the social center. So if you've always wanted to learn how to line dance, or you just want to get better at it, you can go and attend the line dancing.
Are you a dancer at all?
No.
Because all the parties that we've done, like the after parties that we've done for the shows and stuff, I've never seen you. You're always occupied cleaning everything up.
Yeah. No, I try to.
Do you do that just to get out of dancing?
Yeah, 100%. So here's the thing. This is, and any parents will they'll understand this. I don't want to get into the details, but there was a song playing in my house the other day that had a little bit of a groove to it. Now, I'm not saying it's a song that we'd necessarily want to share online. But my kids, immediately phones come out, and now their friends have Snapchats. I can't go anywhere right now. I saw you dancing. You got some moves, man. My kids, they video it, they put text and edit, and they fade in, fade out, done, sent. Everyone in the world now sees me dancing in my living room like a lunatic. Anyway, so I do dance, but just in private, and then I end up on my kid's Snapchat. So, but no, as a rule, I typically don't dance. Anyway, sorry. Last few things we got to go through. This is great. This is the cultural series, welcoming Claresholm in conjunction with the high school. So learn about and celebrate the many cultures that enrich our community. The Filipino culture is first on the list. Tuesday, September 26th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the social center. So you can come. It's high school kids, and they're going to teach you all about Filipino culture, which is
cool.
Awesome. Which is that's
cool. Really neat, actually.
Cool?
Wow.
Yeah. So
high school kids are going to be responsible for teaching everybody culture.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's an awesome idea, like a really awesome idea. And I think it's kind of neat because it also gives an opportunity to see the different cultures that are within your community that you might not be aware of, and gives these kids a chance to,
Well, immediately what I think of is I'm always about kids basically getting up and being brave enough to present, do some public speaking.
Totally.
And presenting in this way and then teaching people about your own culture. I just think that is amazing, actually.
Yeah.
So,
isn't that neat? So
yeah,
I want it. We're going to dig more into that.
Build some confidence at the same time as teaching people about your culture. Build confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And so everyone benefits. So it's a great thing. These things are going to drive you a bit nuts, Dave. And I don't know if you noticed the Open, but you were known as the Crib King. So there is a crib tournament happening tomorrow. The game begins at 10, doors open at 9. A late lunch is included. Cost is $15. Now, I don't know if you can make it because you're a busy guy, but for those that can, you can reach out to Karen at 489-0078. And if you can't make that one, there's another one on September 30th, a week later. I love this graphic too. I thought this was awesome. So this is another crib tournament happening at the Legion. Doors at 9, starts at 10. And again, it's $15, and there's a 50-50 draw for that. Two more. So you got go.
No, I was just checking the date on that one. So that was the 30th. So that's on that's next Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Saturdays are tough.
Okay.
It's all right. It's okay.
Maybe I can do Good Morning Nanton live from there.
Yeah, and if
so
you can't
and
make
then
it,
I can play. Yeah.
if you feel sad, just go and cry into your ripped weird pillow. It's fine.
Yeah.
All about fall via Zoom. So this is the Greater Foothills Family Center. They've got arts and crafts happening for kids coming up in the fall. Thursdays, October 12th, 19th, and 26th at 2 p.m. All the supplies will be delivered before the class. And if you want to know information, what do you do, Dave? You scan the QR code.
Oh, QR codes!
QR code, baby. I know you could have retired on that, but it's fine. It's fine. Nobody knows you invented it. For those wondering why you're having a meltdown, it's because you essentially invented it, and you were really pushing QR codes early, and like, we need to adopt this.
You can't be. See, people talk about innovation. You can't be the first person to innovate. If you are, then nobody really pays attention to it until other people, invent it again.
Yeah.
And then once they invent it again, then the original inventor is long forgotten. So
yeah. Which is, it's a sad story.
Yeah.
It's a very sad story. I've never been in your position of being an inventor, but I think it's probably.
I thought for sure that when I invented QR codes that everybody was going to jump on the QR code train, and they never did. And then just in the last 4 years or so, everybody's QR codes, let's use them. QR codes. Yeah. Where's my royalty?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think anybody, anyone's listening. It's fine, but I get it. And this is the last thing I just wanted to talk about quick coming up. Now it's Halloween is sort of coming. It's getting there. Downtown on Halloween on the 31st, you can bring your kids 10 to 5 p.m. Look for all the spooky businesses that are starting to decorate. So if you remember back on Fair Days, we had Canada Day to start. We had an incredible turnout of businesses with Canada Day displays in their windows.
Yeah.
Fair Days, same thing, and now the initiative is going to be for Halloween. And I've started to see some businesses get some pumpkins painted in the window, which can look like fall. It doesn't look like it's too early. And then you put little faces on those pumpkins in about a month, and boom, Halloween. See, perfect. And so check them out. Keep an eye on the Facebook page as well for those events, because that's going to be a fun one happening on Halloween.
Okay,
there you go. That is my
cool
soapbox for what's happening in Claresholm. What's going on in Nanton?
Nanton, well, we're going to have some fun tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about mental health.
That's fun.
Is what we're going to be talking about. So, of course, along with the fun, we have a gentleman who's actually, because hockey is starting up here, right?
Yep.
So with hockey starting up, we've got actually one of the players from the Nanton Palominos that's going to be coming in. So this is the Facebook page for Tanner Mortensen. And Tanner's been on a bit of a mental health journey, and actually walking across Alberta. He's rollerblading across Alberta.
Wow.
And on this journey to bring more attention to mental health. And we're going to talk about all the details. And again, be just a viewer learning as we go along. I'm going to find out all about his story, but I think it's a pretty cool story. And so we want to share it on the show tomorrow. So he's going to be in studio, and we're going to talk about that. Yep.
That's awesome. And you know what's really cool is you start to see younger people, right, are very tuned into that world. And like when we were growing up, I don't even know if I ever heard the term, right? I don't know that it was something that was a common thing to even talk about when we were kids. And so you see young folks now are super comfortable with it. It's all, it's moving in the right direction. We can talk very clearly. And you get kids like this. I say kids. I don't know that he's a kid, but young folks doing really big moves to bring attention to it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. Cool.
Awesome. That sounds great. Well, I might go and have some more of my carrot now that I've been.
Okay.
I didn't eat it all at once. It's carrot that beautiful. You want to.
Okay. I am going to see if I can do some more damage to this pillow.
I don't know if you can.
That's what I'm going to do.
I think the damage.
I think I can. Okay. No, I think I can do more.
Well, the other side, if you kind of hold it to the other side, it kind of looks like it might still be a regular pillowcase. Although,
yeah, it is.
That's the normal spot in the pillow where it would enter. But wow, holy cow!
So
really
I don't know why this side was the side that I decided to destroy, but you'd think that evenly I might have destroyed both sides at the same time, but no. Yeah. So I'm going to go work on that.
Okay. I think it's very telling. There's something about that I. Straight telling about how you sleep, how you nap.
Yeah, try to figure out my sleeping habits.
Good Lord. All right, well, we're going to call it a day, and everyone have a really great weekend. As we always say, stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow, Dave, at 10:30.
See you tomorrow
for Good Morning Nancy Live. See you, folks. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. See ya.